Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to a brand new video. This video, I want to talk about memories, specifically referring to COVID. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this and talk about it. So I posted this on Facebook as well as messaged it to one of my friends. But it reads, I've been rewatching Grey's Anatomy, and I'm currently on season 17 when they do the COVID season. Got me thinking now, unless you need or want to know the current time, I'm referring to the last 3 years during the COVID time. That time can be broken down into 3 different times: pre-COVID, during COVID, and after COVID. That's crazy to think about. Rhetorical questions. What was your life like before COVID? What were you doing when you heard about COVID? What did you do during COVID? Or what was your life like during COVID? What have you been doing since COVID has died down in this crazy world? So much of our time can be broken into 3 time periods. So much also happened in that time. It's crazy to look back and remember past memories and think that happened before COVID. This happened right before COVID. And this event happened during COVID. This event happened after COVID. You get the point. I have a few memories I think about when I think of this timeline. Memory 1. My niece being born. My niece was born in December of 2019, right before I heard a lot about COVID. It was in the world, but not quite hit the USA yet. It's crazy to think back and think of that memory and think that was the last memory I had before COVID. And then a month later, or less, it hit the USA. Crazy. Memory 2. A memory I have, like right before that, is my friend Candy getting engaged. I remember Candy had just gotten engaged a few weeks after I last saw her, like a week after my niece was born. And in March of 2020, she invited me to a bridal shower, but it got postponed to April of 2020, and then due to COVID, had to be cancelled. But I remember that if it hadn't been cancelled, I would have gotten there somehow and got her one thing. It also would have been my first outing since COVID. We talked about this, and I understand she had no control over it being cancelled, and I'm not mad. At the time I was a little annoyed, but looking back, it's crazy to think that event happened during COVID, right around lockdown time. Memory 3 happened right after lockdown was lifted. I had been vaccinated, at least I think I had. And I went to hang out with my now ex-boyfriend, and we met up at the park. I go to a meeting place, and normally got coffee from Starbucks. I went to Scandia. Pretty sure this day, though, we went to McDonald's, because I think I wanted food. He insisted we wear gloves, and I think masks too. I thought he was crazy, but I realized that he was trying to keep us both safe because we didn't know when it was last cleaned. And shockingly, there was a lot of people because schools were still closed, and I think one other person was wearing masks and gloves. Last memory 4. When I returned to my college campus after a year and a half of COVID lockdown, it was interesting, but I remember telling my friend Rebecca that it looked like a ghost town. That was mostly last semester, and even though we had to wear masks due to the mandate until around March 17th, 2022, due to COVID, I know right around March 17, 2022, which was a week past the 2 years of us going into lockdown due to COVID. I know everyone in my PE class last semester was happy when masks went from mandated to just highly recommended. The first day, everyone, but I think the teacher and the aides didn't have on a mask, and that was weird. Masks were still required on public transportation until April 18, 2022. The upcoming school semester will be the first full year of masks being highly recommended in schools and public transportation. So, yeah, that's crazy that and I was looking at some other memories, and just to think and feel like, and be like, oh my god, this happened like right before COVID. This happened after the lockdown was lifted, but you still had to wear masks. This happened, after COVID. It's crazy.